that there were before the Nobel. There are the same resources today, basically, as there were in 2007. And yet, the failure is that we are not using those resources fully. And what's even worse is in Europe, and in some strands of thought in America, there are those who advocate policy of austerity that will result in the gap between actual and potential output getting larger. So that they will exacerbate this problem even further. Again, in principle, that should not be an impediment to the full utilization of resources. It only affects claims on national income and assets. Who gets the returns? So standard theory predicts a relatively quick recovery as the economy adjusts to, you might say, the new reality. And sometimes that is the case with what is called a V-shaped recovery. But sometimes the recovery is very slow. And our economic model should explain the persistence of the effects of the shocks. And again, so far, I think the best models are those based on credit market imperfections, the fact that rebuilding the balance sheet takes time. But I want to emphasize that the current crisis in the United States and in Europe goes beyond a balance sheet crisis, goes beyond a financial sector crisis. The financial sector, in fact, is large in repair. The current crisis is really related to a structural transformation like the Great Depression, a movement as a result of productivity changes and globalization from a manufacturing economy to a service sector economy. And markets don't make that transition very easily. Go back to the Great Depression. The Great Depression can be viewed as a result, as a reflection of the movement from an agricultural economy to a manufacturing economy. Agricultural economy used to be 70% of the workforce. And then, result of productivity increases in agriculture, we needed fewer and fewer workers to grow the food. Today, in the United States, we have about 3% of the labor force in agriculture, and they produce more food than even an obese population can consume. But we had to move people from agriculture into something else. And the market didn't do that very well. And there are good theories related to credit market constraints that explain why markets don't make the transition easily. The result of this was we got the Great Depression.